You are in the home stretch. The financing is moving forward, your obligations from the P&S are being addressed, and closing day is approaching. This phase is about preparation, communication, and making sure nothing unravels at the finish line. Buyer access. As covered in the purchase and sales agreement, the buyer is typically granted a limited number of visits to the property for planning purposes, usually around 3. Beyond what was agreed to in the contract, any additional access is at your discretion. One important boundary: no permission should be granted for the buyer to conduct work, renovations, or any modifications to the property before closing. You still own it. If the transaction were to fall through for any reason, you would be left with whatever they started and did not finish. Keep access limited to walkthroughs and measurements. If you have not already finalized your moving arrangements, now is the time. Whether your move happens a day or two before closing or the morning of, make sure everything is confirmed and on schedule. In transactions where the proceeds from your sale are funding the purchase of your next home on the same day, timing becomes especially critical. A delay on your end can create a chain reaction that disrupts multiple buyers and sellers simultaneously. Communicate your timeline clearly with your team member and your attorney so everyone is aligned well in advance. What stays and what goes? The purchase and sales agreement specifies that the property will be delivered in broom-swept condition, meaning clean, vacant, and free of personal belongings, unless otherwise agreed upon in writing. Before you pack the truck, walk the home carefully. Do not remove fixtures the buyer would reasonably expect to find at their final walkthrough. Chandeliers, mounted hardware, window treatments, built-in shelving, and similar items are considered fixtures and belong with the home unless their exclusion was clearly noted in the offer and the P&S. Removing them without prior agreement can create a significant problem the morning of closing when it is too late to resolve quietly. If you have items you no longer need and believe the buyer would find useful, ask first. Buyers often appreciate landscaping tools, snow removal equipment, paint that matches the interior, or furniture that fits the space. Some will ask directly whether certain items are staying. Handle those conversations through your team member so there is clarity on both sides and nothing is assumed. Leave appliance manuals, warranty documents, and any instructions for major systems in an accessible location. A folder on the kitchen counter is a small gesture that a new homeowner will genuinely appreciate. At least 3 business days before closing, the buyer's lender is required to deliver a closing disclosure outlining the final loan terms, costs, and figures. Your attorney will also be reviewing the final settlement numbers on your behalf. If anything looks unfamiliar or raises a question, flag it with your attorney before closing day. Surprises at the table are avoidable. On the morning of closing, the buyer will walk through the property to confirm it is in the same condition it was in at the time the purchase and sales agreement was signed. They are looking for consistency, not perfection. Buyers sometimes notice things during this walkthrough that they missed on earlier visits. Minor imperfections, scuff marks, small details. Most of that is normal. What we are specifically concerned about is anything new that was not previously disclosed or that could reasonably surprise them. If you become aware of any change to the property's condition before that walkthrough, tell your team member immediately. Do not wait. Things happen. We have seen basements flood from storms the night before closing. We have seen appliances fail in the final week. When everyone communicates early and transparently, solutions exist and closings still happen. Sometimes not on the original date, but they happen. What makes those situations manageable is not pretending they did not occur. Closing day. Take a breath. You are almost there. Your attorney will walk you through the closing documents. Some sellers choose to attend closing, share stories about the home, leave a note or a small gift for the buyers, and enjoy the moment of handing things over. It can be a meaningful experience, and many buyers genuinely appreciate the gesture. That said, your attorney may advise you not to attend in person, particularly if the transaction had any friction along the way. In that case, a power of attorney clause allows your attorney to sign the deed on your behalf. Your proceeds will be deposited into your designated account after the lender transmits the funds. The timeline for that can vary slightly depending on how the closing is structured, but your attorney will set that expectation clearly. When the deed is recorded, the transaction is complete. The home belongs to its new owners, and you can move forward with whatever comes next.